Denver Broncos Mile High View, no commercials, no bullshit. I see that the Sports Talk Radio have all joined the Mile High View bandwagon, as it were, agreeing this 8-8 that I said from the moment Joe Flacco got signed, and this to me was the best case scenario, 8-8. They, on the other hand, were giving you the 12-4s, Nick Ferguson. They were all on board this 10-plus wins in the very beginning until the reality started setting in, and all the things I said before preseason, even or before the preseason, but even before the workouts, everything came to pass. No, you don't have the 11th best offensive line. No. And this 8-8 prediction hinges on a healthy Joe Flacco throughout the season. That is going to go out down the toilet if he gets injured, and I think that he stands a likely chance to get injured. So my 8-8 prediction is simply if Joe Flacco can stay healthy. Okay? And, we have, I just ask that fans stop being dumbasses out there, the dumbass fan that, chime in to Sports Talk Radio, and I don't understand. You're agreeing with this guy. Hey, I don't get it. Just can we please not? Can we really like an alcoholic look ourselves in the mirror and realize we have a problem and understand what those problems are? There's a long way to go. And, don't throw the coach under the bus if, they go 6-10 or whatever because of injuries. They inherited a bad team, and let's face it, it wasn't all just coach soundbite. Okay? The Broncos, the coaches here inherited, a not ready for prime time. And what really bothers me, too, is, this idea that, let's not bring in Nick Mullins. All these fans are wanting Nick Mullins, and quite frankly, I've seen enough of Nick Mullins. I'll take Sloter any time of the day over Nick Mullins, barring that he's even available. But that aside, the response from Sports Talk Radio was, the Denver Broncos don't want a quarterback competition, and that was apparent when they had these two quarterbacks who shouldn't be there. That they don't want to have any competition at that level. So it's going to be interesting. The 2020 draft is going to be interesting. There will be a lot of pressure on. They're already ramping it up to bring in Hebert, if even he would be available for the Broncos. Yeah, Locke. I mean, there should be competition. Whether it's the safeties, the running backs, it should be the same with the quarterbacks. You don't shy away from bringing in somebody that could, show that, maybe the first, was better than the guy you drafted. I'll take the better guy every time. So what we learned this preseason, during this preseason is, no, this Broncos aren't the 11th best. I brought up, it also shows, too, about, are the Broncos still making the mistakes of the past? Mistakes like Menelik Watson. And now you have Leary, who should have never been in a contract like that. And I brought this up a time. Now it's even Sports Radio has to face it. Even though I talked about it you can go back. I talked about Leary a long time ago. And also Juwan James being, just a rung above one of the most penalized offensive linemen behind, or ahead, however you want to look at it, Bowles. Did they pay too much for him? So the team is thin. They have to admit that. And I said that from day one. This team is, that Fangio has, to have some years to put in, and then again, this quarterback situation, they need to start developing, the next, and get, and have the understanding that what Joe Flacco is running is not going to be what whoever replaces. They're going to have to make it friendly for whoever replaces Joe Flacco down the road. I hope Joe Flacco doesn't get injured, but I'm telling you that that's very likely scenario during the course of the season, especially with this offensive line. I said that, they're going to have to, for Joe Flacco, develop plays where they get rid of the ball very quickly. And Joe Flacco can't be hanging on to the ball. Okay, that's going to be a must. Again, can this team run the football? Can this team stop the run? We're going to get tested. This is going to be a Raiders deal. The Raiders are going to get the limelight Monday nights. There's going to be this whole Antonio Brown thing. The Raiders' last home opener in Oakland. They're going to be really fired up. So I predicted a loss for this first game and a win with the Bears 1-1, but that's neither here or there. So the offensive has issues with tight end. The tight end hot tub time machine. One thing I noticed about Jake Butt is that every time that guy got tackled, his legs he didn't know how to fall, is the best way I can describe it. The guy absolutely did not know how to fall. And he was always like getting tackled with his legs crumpling up underneath him. I guess sometimes we take, those of us who played, take falling for granted, but he definitely would always fall awkwardly. It wasn't even the way he got hit. It was just him. It was him. So, Fant isn't 100%. Hireman is about the healthiest they got there. Fumagalli, has got to step up his game. So there's the tight end situation. Sutton has got to stop being a lazy-ass receiver. And can Sanders go the whole season without injuring himself? The guy goes 110%, and that's why he ends up getting injured, which, I'll give, tip my hat to Sanders. But he trends to get injured. That's the trend. So, and here's the thing, too. I don't think an 8-8 season for the Broncos is a defeat. This team has a long way to go to get depth and to get better, to get the system down. Also, I want to know about Scandrella and Fangio. How well can they make adjustments? They definitely will have to get somewhat of a pass this season if they can't make adjustments, unless it's so glaring, that they aren't even making a really honest attempt at it, or if the attempt is so bad, that could be troublesome. We're looking forward to the season like a slug looks forward to the rain.